Hey traders, what's going on? Welcome back to another video. As you can tell by the title, today I want to just talk about correlation. Correlation, I'm kind of breaking it down into three parts. So today is really just about correlation by market structure. So I want to show you guys, I'm going to go through the pairs here and find a pair that would give me a good, not textbook example, because I do want to make sure I have some examples where, you know, like things just look a mess, like worst case scenario type things, because those things do happen. Like people expect perfect market structure, you know, perfect high market structure all the time, and the market isn't always giving those perfect scenarios, but you still got to take them. You still got to work with the information that you have, right? So I want to go through, I'll scroll through the pairs, find something that gives me those good examples, and we'll go through. So let's just look at the Australian pairs, because I want to basically see the structure. Is it following suit? And I can see we got some push to higher highs here, push to the higher highs. So cool. Looks like we're getting something similar along the Australians. Let me check Euro Australian. This one should go down, right? I'm just getting a glance, right? So here we can see we weren't really going on that lower low structure, more so consolidation in the wider scheme of things. I am on the 4-hour time frame. I forgot to mention that. The only reason that's important for right now is because I'm just trying to find some good structure, and I'd find more structure obviously on the lower time frames than I would on the higher time frame, because the higher time frames are more stronger trend type of things, and I want to get you know, like daily frequency trends and things just like that, so we can get a better glance at how the currency strength is moving and things just like that. I also want to add that correlation, if we don't know what that means already, correlation is correlated. So me and something else has a relationship together, or me and my cousins, me and my brother have a relation together. We have the same DNA type thing. Certain animals or have relations to other animals. So currencies in the same way have relation to other things, right? So like I said, when I was going through the Australian pairs, I'm getting the total strength of the Australian. So if all these Australian pairs are going up, then that just tells me the Australian is stronger than all of the other pairs, right? Another thing to add to that is, like, let's say, okay, you know, you have the pounds and the euros. So one is just inside of another, right? I'm not sure exactly how it goes, but a lot of countries are part of the European Union, and like I can also add that. So I want to add that, you know, you have countries that produce oil, so they have a relationship with oil. So if that country does good, like Australian, so if Australian does good, the oil is probably rising as well. Countries that produce gold, things just like that, or anything for that matter, whatever is a high producer of that country, that is a large motivator for its currency price. So you're going to probably see both currencies do the same thing around the same time. Relationship, okay? So I looked at those Australian pairs. I'm just gonna go with the Australian here, and I'm just gonna quickly show some examples and try to mark off the dates, because the dates show us when things are happening at the same time. So we can see, okay, there's kind of like a 4-hour interval between this and this happening, or there's a 1-day interval between the pressure actually picking up and things like that. So you can see the momentum shift. You can see the. So here I'm just gonna pop up 2 charts. First one here is a CAD. Second one here is a Swiss. And let's just so these are the same area as well, right? So here we have a low area. I'll just mark it off here with another color, a really noticeable color. Let's go with like red or something. And I'm gonna delete this actually. These support and resistance, I kind of just want to leave them there. But we can see the cross here. We can see where we can see the same time from the left and the right. And here we have this area where the market consolidates a lot, then picks up and rises. Here we have the same thing where we consolidate, we get higher high structure starting, not higher high structure, we just don't complete a lower low structure again, so old trend is likely to fade. And we can see, does it go up? Does it go up? It's not really important, but yeah, I guess it does if I can see it properly. So let's just keep going through the market structure and see what we see. We come to the top here and then we fall. So we can see we do the same thing here as well in this time. Let's keep going. We can see we fall back around the same area again around here, but this time it's actually not in the same exact area, right? So these two low areas are in the general same area on the left. These two support areas are not the same. These two low areas are not the same on the right side of the screen. So there we can see a bit of the shift of currency strength between the corresponding pairs, each pair that they're mixed with, because the Australian is definitely telling us the highs and the lows and the major pressure, but the pressure changes due to the strength and weakness of the other currency as well. Okay, it's like, imagine what are those scales called? Those really old scales, those triple beam balances. Okay, so you have one currency on the other side, and it's like they either one's higher than next, and this also tells you the trend. Okay, so when one's higher than next, it's an uptrend, and they go up, and then they switch and they consolidate. That's how they do their thing. Okay, that's a really good way of putting it. Here we come. Let's go right here to this market structure. So we have this high area. This same high area is right here. So we can see the Australian weakness definitely kicked in right here on this candle. Okay, so you see the crosshair at the 19th of June at 13 o'clock at 1 p.m. So the Australian pressure definitely kicked in here, the weakness, and that sent the price down. The Swiss in this case must have been somewhat evenly matched because it didn't fall as much as the Australian Canadian as on the left. Okay, so let me just go through a few others and then just switch to another currency so we can just get more visuals of what I'm trying to show you, more visuals of the market structure, the relay of market structure between the strength. Okay, if I start out the trading week and I see, okay, the euro is what's strong this week, then I'm going to look for market structure to put it as strong. I'm trying to trade in the direction of the trend. This helps me trade in the direction of trend. There's many ways to identify the trend. Now, there are many ways, and I would say there are different, like, I wouldn't say like, hey, use a bunch of indicators to define the trend. I normally define the trend by time frame, which is just another aspect to my trading. Time frame, candlesticks, market structure, these things help determine the trend for me, and then I can trade in the direction of the trend. Okay, let's just go up a little. Well, we're in June. What month are we in now? August. Here we have another high. Is this relevant on this chart here? Not so much, right? It is a consolidation area for this pair. Let me mark off this because here we have a double top. Let's see where this is here. So this, oops, right here. Okay, so we can see the Australian consolidates with the other pairs for a while here, right, on both sides of the screen, and then the Australian this is really interesting to mention, and this is why I like when the market structure doesn't play out perfectly, because it gives more examples for the variation that the market patterns can make and everything like that. So here on the left side, right, we can see we went up to this resistance area, then we fell, right? We fell. It's about 50 pips in between each one of them. So we fell, we went back up, and we pretty much consolidated and then continued upwards, right? So this told us Australian strong, Canadian weak. Okay. On this side, on the right side, where it's Australian to the Swiss, it's the Swiss that picked up in. It's the Australian that picked up in weakness, but also the Swiss that picks up in strength. Okay, remember I said like the triple beam balance. You got to balance it out, right? This is a consolidating currency when they're both evenly matched, and it's trending depending on which one's strong and which one's weak. Okay, and here we can see some higher high structure, where we can see them follow suit. Boom, 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 boom. higher high structure. And if we just move, okay, not perfect. Here we have the beginning of the market structure actually. So we can see the beginning and how price goes through. This is better off drawn like this. Market structure isn't always perfect and even and exact, but these are the things we have to work with. Remember, the underlying principle of profitable trading is getting a good risk to reward ratio on your trades and staying low risk enough so you can endure your losses and staying level headed for everything like that. I'm just gonna quickly touch on another pair here, and we can just have a little glimpse at the relationship between the currencies here. So if you're trading all the currency pairs, you know, the majors and the minors, I'd really say for myself that it's kind of like an 8-sided coin. And you know, one side of the coin is going to be heavier than the next, some are going to be evenly matched and things just like that. So you got to find out where the trend is, which is the heavier side of the triple beam balance, and go in that direction. That's your bet. And even if you're wrong, you still bet in the heavier direction because that's the trend. That's the trend, okay? So let me just go through this real quick. Let me try to go back in time. How much? Let's see. Okay, so let's just pick up right here. Here we have a general low area on the left. Looks to also be a general low area on the right side of the screen, but let's check it out. Let's check it out a little bit better. So there, we kick off into an uptrend, which we can see, right? Made higher high formation. Do we also make higher high formation? Why is this box not here? Let's put that box there. And let's do some markup with the timing so we can see we go in like this. Boom, higher high structure. And this is also really worth noting, okay? So you see here the higher high structure here on the left side, how the third move here, the third push up, kind of forms a double top as well, and then consolidation. And here on the right side of the screen, we get more of a push up, right? So there we can just tell really quick that the Australian strength was there, but it's the New Zealand that got weaker. And so we had more of an increase in the Australian New Zealand there. So that's all I really want to say for this, guys. Thank you for tuning in. Make sure you rate, comment, subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.